So welcome to Financial Management. Our section is FMDFINA, K37. This is our course for the whole term, and I'll be with you. I'll be your coach. I'll be your mentor. My full name is Dioscoro P. Bailon Jr., but you may call me Bob, or some call me Sir Bob, but I really prefer being called Coach Bob because I think for me, this is a journey where we're going to take together. I'm not the only one who will be your mentor. You will be mentors of me also. Each one of us will be mentors of each other. So this is a journey. I don't believe that I am at the center of all of these things. You are at the center, guys. You're the learners, and then I'm just facilitating learning here. Okay, so if you take a look at our course outline, for Module 1, we have Financial Management Concepts and Principles. Module number 2 will be Financial Statements and Reports Analysis. Then we'll have Financial Planning for Module 3. Module 4 is Risk and Return. And then Cost of Capital for Module number 5. Module 6 is Capital Budgeting Techniques. And Module number 7 is Capital Structure and Leverage. For Module 1, I'll be doing most of the talking. But for Module 2, down the line to Module 7, it will be more hands-on. We'll be using Excel as our main software to do financial modeling. So that will be the main focus of this subject. These are very interesting topics, and hopefully this will have also a bearing for your other subjects, especially when you do your thesis. Oftentimes, whatever your course is, kailangan, whether you're marketing or advertising, there are always financial implications to any project or to any proposal that you might be having. Now, may I know, guys, if all of you understand Filipino? Kindly chat in the chat box so that I know. May I know if there are some of you who may not understand Filipino, because that means that I'll be speaking straight English. Otherwise, guys, sometimes I might be doing Taglish for better comprehension. The rest, guys? So none, I take it to mean that all of you understand Filipino, okay? So once in a while, guys, I'll be doing Taglish in order to reinforce a particular point. Okay, so these are the topics that we're going to cover in this subject. If you click this, it will bring us to the modules. Okay, now for Module 0, this is resource information. Now for this subject, we're going to make use of a particular reference, an ebook, and that's the one that's going to be used in all FMDFINA sections. So not only in this section, but all the other sections, including those that I'm not handling. So it's a departmental requirement. So let me just show to you the advantage of subscribing to this book. Now, I'm not a stockholder of McGraw-Hill, okay, and I don't stand to benefit if you subscribe to the ebook. There's no pecuniary interest on my part. Only the interest is that you will really gain a lot by subscribing to this book, because there are many features that you may use. So if I connect to the library, okay, so this is our text. Okay, what's good about this is you can access it via, okay, so let's go to, okay, let's start with table of contents. Let me just navigate through this. Okay. Okay, so Okay, so these are the contents of the book, Introduction to Corporate Finance. And then you have here the time value of money, okay, valuing bonds, etc. So these are the many contents of our textbook, Introduction to Risk and Return, etc. So our first topic will be Introduction to Corporate Finance. Okay, if you notice, guys, this is a heavy resource, heavy in the sense that there are many features that you can derive out of this resource. You can access this via your mobile phones. There's an app to do that. So if you go through this, the ones in, for example, this one, you're going to be brought to a glossary to define, for example, what are real assets? Real assets refer to tangible and intangible assets used to carry on a business. So when we talk about, let's say, equipment, about, let's say, cash or receivables or other assets, whether it be tangible or intangible, used in the operations of the business, then it's called real assets. So it has definitions. It has a lot of other features. Okay, if I may go down, guys. Okay, there are diagrams. Okay, very current examples. This is 2020. This is the earliest edition. Okay, this talks about investment decisions, because in finance, you're actually looking at three very important decisions. You have investing decisions, you have also financing decisions, and you have dividend decisions. Okay, so those are the three very important functions in finance. Then you have here lots of articles, very short articles, 1-pager, 2-pager, and these are very good articles that reinforce the topic that's considered in this particular portion of the book. So, for example, let's go to the next page. Okay, so for 1.2, chapter 1, section 2, we have here the financial goal of the organization, of the company, and it's talking about maximizing shareholder wealth or maximizing market value. So if you read this portion of your text, okay, then you have diagrams which explain many portions of the discussions. Very good diagrams, very easy to understand. For example, this tells us that a company, a firm, led by the financial manager, the role is to acquire cash. Okay, the role is to acquire cash or funds from the investors. Okay, then this cash, the role is to generate cash, and then from the operations of the business, if cash is generated, then the question is, what do we do with this cash? Should it be invested? Should it be plowed back to the operations and invested with other projects of the company? Or if there are no projects available, should it be returned to shareholders in the form of dividends? Okay, so we'll be discussing this very important aspect of finance. Okay, so this is what we call the dividend decision aspect of finance. The first that I mentioned a while ago is investment function, and also financing function, and also this one is dividend decision function. Okay, now here, for example, who among you have ever heard of the Ponzi scheme? P-O-N-Z-I. Okay, let me write that in the chat box. Everyone, please, I'd like to see your answer. Yes or no? Have you heard of the Ponzi scheme? Okay, yes, good, yes. Okay, so some of you yes, some of you no. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, so interesting, guys. Before the close of this session, I hope everybody gets to know what a Ponzi scheme is. So let's take a look at it from the perspective of Google natin, guys, ha. Tingnan natin kung ano ba yung Ponzi scheme. Okay, so let me use Google. Okay, no, okay. Thank you so much for your honesty. Ponzi scheme. What is the Ponzi scheme all about? Okay, sa US nagsimula yan, ano? Okay. Okay, let's, ano bang maganda? So let's see this. Okay, so ang sabi daw, fraudulent, no? So scam to, guys, scam. Sa Philippines, marami naging gantong Ponzi scheme. Okay, promising rates of return with little risk to investors. Okay, ibig sabihin, if somebody invites you and says, invest ka dito ng whatever amount, 50,000, 100,000, 1 million, and then you'll have 50% return in 1 month. Magtaka ka na, guys, no? 50% return in 1 month. Ibig sabihin, kung nag-invest tayo ng 1 million, after 1 month, meron ka na kagad 500,000. Okay, okay lang yan, guys. Sana kung may business talaga, no? We have this huge manufacturing firm, and we were able to come up with a, let's say, a drug that will cure COVID in just one, imagine like that, products like that, guys, in just one pill, no? Magiging immune ka na for the rest of your life with COVID-19. Pag may ganung product, guys, then possible na yung 1 million mo, it will earn 500,000 kasi you might be reaching the global market. Everybody, millions and even billions of people will patronize that product. Then hindi ako magtataka, guys. I won't be surprised if the company promises 50% return on your investment in 1 month's time. Okay, that's feasible because grabe, unique tong product na to, and it's nobody has ever produced that. Kayo lang nagpo-produce nun, and meron na kayong manufacturing company, and then you want to expand. So your 1 million will earn 50% after 1 month. Pwede. Pero guys, pag sinabi lang 1 million, okay? Ano yung business model mo? Bahala na kami doon. Basta, guys, ingat na kayo dyan, guys, no? Kasi most probably it's a pyramid scheme. Ponzi scheme. Ang Ponzi scheme kasi, what happens is that you get money from Peter to pay Paul. Okay, that's what happens. So initially, mandaming mag-i-invest, so maraming pera, and then makakabayad ka ng interest. Pero and as the money comes in, so nakakabayad ka pa, ang delikado niyan, guys, yung mga later on na nag-i-invest. And in the US, sa US nagsimula yan, talagang bumagsak yung scheme na yan. Kasi later on magkukulapse yan. Especially when people realize, paano nangyayari ito? No? So it's similar to a pyramid scheme. It generates returns for all the investors by acquiring new investors. Saan ka kukuha ng pangbayad ng interest dun sa mga dating investors? Kailangan kumuha ka ng mga bagong investors, okay, who are promised a large profit at little or to no risk. Imagine, guaranteed yun, 50% per month. Okay, so both fraudulent arrangements are premised on using new investors' funds to pay the earlier backers. So you get money from Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so companies that engage in a Ponzi scheme focus all of their energy into attracting new clients to make new investments. Di ba may mga ganyan sa Mindanao, no? Recently lang nagkaroon ng ganyan, no? So ito, guys, ang origin nito si Charles Ponzi sa US to, no? Meron daw nung mid to late 1800s, Adele Spitzeder in Germany. Pero yung sa US, yung sa 1920s, okay, ayan, no? Ginamit niya yung US Postal Service. Okay, anyway, to make the long story short, guys, this is a scam. So maraming maraming scam. Sa Philippines, ilang beses nangyari yan. So maraming I just forgot the names, no? You can check, guys, sa internet kung ano yung mga Ponzi schemes sa Philippines na maraming mga taong kawawa. Kasi nawala yung investment sila. Yung mga lifetime savings sila, pinasok na nila doon. Kasi ito din yung Ingat din tayo guys sa mga get rich quickly schemes, no? Unless na talagang alam natin, katulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, garantisado kasi may company na nag-produce ng miracle drug na ganyan or other miracle products. Siguro pag ganun, you can rest assured that medyo less risk yung ganyan, no? Kasi may product eh. Alam mo may binibenta, pero pag mga walang product, delikado yan guys. Okay? So, saan ako? Here. So this is very interesting. In fact, ito guys, it can destroy a nation. Okay? If you click this beyond the page, so this will bring us to a one pager lang. It's a short history of how a country was almost destroyed. So 1992 to, ito yung mga Iron Curtain countries. They left the clutches of the Soviet Union. One of them was Albania. Albania was used to be part of yung Iron Curtain countries, kasama sa USSR, no? And then in 1992 daw, nung umalis sila sa communism, ano nangyari? Nagkaroon ng mga gantong no? In 1996, many of these companies started to compete by offering higher rates of interest. Yung isa nag-offer one was offering 30% per month. So to make the long story short, guys, bumagsak, no? Bumagsak yung company. Bumagsak hindi lang yung company, yung buong bansa. When investors tried to get their money out, they rapidly discovered the truth about the schemes. It was a Ponzi scheme. The failures led to uncontained rioting. Gulo to sa Albania. 1997, Albania had descended into anarchy. Wala nang rule. Civil war, near civil war. More than 2,000 killed. The government lost control of much of the country. Okay? Many in the army and the police deserted kasi wala na silang magawa. Yung 1 million weapons looted from the armories. Ano na to? Anarchy na yan. Foreign nationals were evacuated and many Albanians fled the country. Suffered with falling output as many industries temporarily ceased production. Imagine. So, syempre, the government resigned, replaced by a new government. Tapos, kailangan pa ng tulong ng UN forces. Okay? Ayan. That's a Ponzi scheme, guys. It's also interesting to read yung kay Madoff naman, no? Okay, so these are just examples, guys, of what you can get from this resource. Maganda siya actually. Maganda siya. Now, of course, guys, may cost to, no? And yung cost na to, guys, andi dito sa we have this in our modules. Okay, ito. So these are the purchase instructions, and these are the instructions on how to navigate through the e-resource. This e-resource, guys, will be available for free for the first 2 weeks. However, after that, guys, kailangan na talaga mag-subscribe natin. Now, ang cost niya, kasi syempre yung company din yan, ano? And by the way, guys, hindi kami mga teachers, hindi kami shareholders dito, no? So the amount is 710, just for full disclosure. And these are the instructions on how to invest. Now, I would consider that as an investment, guys. I strongly encourage you to do that. Isipin nyo na lang, guys, na parang i-deprive nyo lang yung isang 1 or 2 trips to Starbucks. Okay? Instead of doing that, ipasok na lang yung money sa investment na ganito. Or, since binubuksan na naman yung mga movies ngayon, ano? Isipin nyo, just 1 trip to the movie, wag na lang muna, i-invest na lang dito. Okay, again, guys, just to make it clear, I don't have any pecuniary or monetary interest here. We're not getting any commission here. Okay? Lahat ng mga teachers, if you even ask the other sections, ganito din yung ginagamit na textbook. Ito din, no? And we don't get to have any commission out of this. Now, I guarantee you that the book is very good. The book is really value for its money. In fact, mura na yan, no? With all the features, tapos magagamit nyo pa yung mobiles nyo. to access the resource material. Okay, it's value for money. It's really a good investment. Okay, tapos the instructions, guys, can be found here. So it's already posted here in our canvas. You may access this. Again, guys, I encourage you for the first 2 weeks, free naman yan no? But I would also really encourage you to invest kasi pagkatapos nun, mawawala na yung free access. No? And then it's really value for money. Okay, I hope I'm not sounding like it's hard selling. Pero talagang guys, the benefit far outweigh the cost. Okay, and the assignments will be from there. Okay, the quizzes will be from there, guys. The references natin, and mga reading materials will be from there. Okay, so I also posted here module 1, Introduction to Financial Management, and it came from that resource, chapter 1 on Breeley. This is the textbook that we're going to use. Okay, any questions so far, guys, about the resource? Any questions about the resource? Okay, now, so let's have, now I'm going to already introduce the first module natin, yung Introduction to Financial Management. So you have here this PowerPoint, but for today, I'm not going to use this PowerPoint. I'm going to use a reinforcement of this PowerPoint. Okay, I'm going to post this PowerPoint later. Okay, so it captures most of the materials there, but there are additional inputs here. So once again, welcome to our subject, FMDFINA K37. This is business finance or corporate finance for this term. So we begin with with this. What are the objectives of this course? We have 5 objectives for this course. Number 1 is that we'd like to, okay, why is this not moving? Okay, first, we'd like to explain the role of financial management. Okay, ano ba yung role ng financial management, or what's financial management from the lenses of a business, of a firm? Is financial management important? And who are the people involved in financial management? Well, of course, unang-una si CFO, no, si Chief Financial Officer. Okay, and for big firms, makikita natin yung organizational structure. We can see we'll be able to see the organizational structure of finance, no, as far as big firms is concerned. So, para sa mga big firms, usually separate yung accounting function sa finance function. Magkaiba talaga yung accounting at saka finance. Kasi ang accounting, guys, the main objective is to apply the principles of generally accepted accounting principles to generate the output, which is the financial statements. So the accounting process makes sure that you have reliable, fairly accurate balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows, notes to the financial statements. On the other hand, guys, finance, iba yung function ng finance. Usually, finance, ginagamit nila ng inputs yung output coming from the accounting function. So there are certain functions, there are certain important functionalities that is done in financial management. That's outside the purview of the accounting function. Okay, that's what we're going to look at. No? So we'd like to know what are the different financial institutions, what are financial instruments, and financial market. So these 3 basic concepts are very important for us. At the end of module 1, we should be able to identify what are the different institutions. For example, what are mutual funds? So mutual funds are examples of financial institutions. Okay? In instruments, what are instruments? So instruments, pwede kasing stocks yan, bonds, treasury bills, treasury bonds, etc. So we're going to learn the different financial instruments. And then also, we have the financial markets. Saan ba trade to mga instruments na to? We have what we call money markets. We have capital markets. So we're going to look at these financial markets. Okay. Then also, as a learning objective, we'd like to enumerate this. No? Ano ba yung iba't ibang institutions? Ano ba yung mga services na binibigay nitong institutions na to? Okay, we'd like to look at this. And fourthly, okay, so as I mentioned a while ago, what are the different financial instruments? So we might not learn all the financial instruments because there's so many, but the main financial instruments we should know, guys. So that by the end of module 1, we should not be a foreigner to what we call money markets or treasury bills, treasury notes. No? Ano ba yung mga yan? So we should know them and we should understand them. And fifthly, guys, importante ito yung flow of funds within an organization through or from one enterprise to another enterprise. So sa organization, ano ba yung flow of funds? Paano umiikot yung funds dito? Saan nanggagaling yung funds na kailangan ng which an organization, which a firm needs? No? So we're going to look at the flow of money. We're going to trace the money. And that's why in finance, guys, one main important principle of finance is cash is king. Okay, we're not looking at the profits, guys. We look at cash. Kasi cash, guys, cash is key in finance. Kasi why is cash key? Cash is it's what makes the company operational. Okay, we use cash in order to invest in equipment, machinery. We use cash in order to pay our employees. We don't use profit, we use cash. So importante yung profit, pero above that, guys, is cash. Kasi importante ito kasi ito, guys, yung language, ito yung ano ng business, no? This is the medium of a business. Kaya importante, guys, tingnan natin yung sources of cash, saan ba nagagaling yung cash? Okay, and then yung sources of cash, syempre, it can come from other companies. We can borrow from other companies, or we can ask other companies to become shareholders also. So those are possible sources of cash. And then, syempre, anong return sa kanila nun? Ang return sa kanila, guys, hindi promise to pay. No? Ang return sa kanila, cash din. Companies that lend money to our firm, of course, expect cash back in return. So kaya nga importante yung cash, which is it's the medium of the business. It's the medium of any transaction. Okay, so we're going to look at the flow of funds. Technically, it's the flow of cash. Okay, now may I ask you guys to please write your answer in the chat box. What do you think is the main objective of a business? Okay, can you please chat there? What is the main objective of any business? And thank you. Yeah, very good. Correct, guys. Generate profit, earn money, profit. Yes. Yeah, very good. Perfect, guys. Perfect. You know what the main objective of a business is. And bottom line talaga niyan, profit, no? And that's to maximize profitability. Perfect. So you know what should be the main, okay? It's to maximize profit. Okay. However, guys, let me just tickle your mind a bit and say, guys, that from a financial perspective, this might not be the main objective of any business. It's not profit maximization. Okay, you might be shocked, no? So what is it then? Is it lowering of cost? Well, lowering of cost, guys, is related to maximizing profit. Kaya nga natin lino-lower yung cost kasi gusto natin ma-maximize yung profit, no? So related yun, whether we say it's cost minimization or profit maximization, they are important objectives. But take note that my question is main objective. So is it wrong to say that the main hindi dapat ang objective ng isang organization is to maximize profit? Yes, we can say that an objective can be to maximize profitability, but that should not be the main objective. Okay? So the main objective should be ito, guys. It's the maximization of shareholder value. Okay, we're going to go back to this. Okay, so maybe this is the first time you met this term, shareholder value. Okay, so let me repeat, guys. The main objective of any business is not to maximize profit. From a financial perspective, guys, maximization of profit is not the objective of any business, but rather it's the maximization of shareholder value. Okay, ano ba yung shareholder value? Okay, let me illustrate that. Let me answer that by illustrating an example. So let's suppose you invested in Jollibee, let's say some years ago, no? Kaya yung parents yung nag-invest sa Jollibee. Okay, and then they bought a share of Jollibee for 30 pesos. Okay, now at that time, your parents or let's say your friend or you, let's say, who invested in the in one share of Jollibee, in the shares of Jollibee, let's say, they invest, just to dramatize the example, let's say we invested 1 million shares. 1 million shares of JFC, Jollibee Food Corporation, at 30 pesos. Okay, so as an investor, would I be happy, guys, if Jollibee makes an announcement? Yes, we have a great profit for this term. Okay, I'll be happy with that. But guys, technically, mas hindi yun ang tinitingnan ko. Ang gusto ko, ang performance ba ng Jollibee has been in such a way that the demand for investing in a Jollibee share has been increasing. So, fast forward, let's say you invested in, 20 years ago, no? Example lang, nag-invest ka sa Jollibee, 1 million shares at 30 pesos. So that means you invested 30 million. Fast forward 2021. Let's suppose now that the share of Jollibee umabot ka ng 300 plus yan. Sabihin natin, example lang ngayon it's let's say 300 pesos. So saan ka mas magiging masaya, guys? Na nag-a-announce yung Jollibee na mataas yung profit, or ang market value ng Jollibee ngayon is 300 pesos already? Where will you be more happy, guys, if you're an investor? If you take a look at the share of stock of Jollibee now, it's 300 pesos. When you bought it, it was 30 pesos. So now, effectively, guys, your market value now, your shareholder value is 300 million. Nag-invest ka dati 30 million kasi 30 million times 30 pesos per share times 1 million. Okay, that's 30 million, guys. Give or take a few more pesos for the brokerage fees, etc., for the tax, etc. So sabihin natin 30 million na lang, and now you can now earn 300 million kung binenta mo yung shares mo yung Jollibee, ano? Kung ibenta mo siya. So ano mas gusto ng shareholder, guys? So what should be the main objective of a firm? The main objective of a firm is to maximize shareholder value. It's not maximizing profit, no? Although may relation din siya in a sense, no? May mga studies na nagpapakita na the market value of a share of stock is also related to the profitability of the firm. Okay, but they're different. Magkaiba sila, guys. So the main objective, I dare say that the main objective of any firm, of any for-profit firm, okay, I'm not talking of NGOs, no? Although yung mga NGOs, guys, iba yung objective nila. Their objective is usually their mission and vision, which is to serve a particular agenda. No? Hindi naman yung creation of shareholder wealth ang ano nila, ang objective nila. We're talking of purely for-profit businesses, purely for-profit firms. So it's not profit maximization, guys. It's shareholder value maximization. Kahit anong report pa ng profit, guys, na sinasabi ni Jollibee, kung ang market share ngayon niya 20 pesos na lang, 20 years ago mo nabili. Tapos ngayon, after 20 years, 20 pesos na lang yung yung market value niya. Tapos lagi nagre-report si Jollibee na na okay yung profit. What value does that give to the shareholders? Di ba wala? Di ba? So your interest should be magkano na yung market value ng share of stock. Kasi ito yung language, guys, ng bebenta o pagbibili ng share of stock. Hindi yung profit. It is the shareholder value. It is the price of the stock in the market now. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, the objective is the maximization of shareholder value. I'm sure ang isasagot nyo, you would rather to receive this news na 300 pesos na siya ngayon in the market kaysa ano pang profit yung rinireport ng Jollibee sa income statement sila. Of course, there may be a relation, no? But ultimately, guys, ang hinahanap natin itong market value niya. Kasi guys, alam naman natin na this is determined by the law of supply and demand. Now, bakit magiging malaki yung yung demand ng Jollibee? Kasi kung malaki yung maraming gustong bumili ng shares of stock ng Jollibee, tataas yan. Limited lang yung available sa market na shares of stock. Ang daming gustong bumili. Siyempre, the effect is it will grow. The stock price will go up. Now, why will many people want to buy this? Kasi nakikita nila yung performance, no, ng Jollibee. Over time, maganda yung performance nila. So in that sense, may relation din yung yung profitability ni Jollibee dun sa shareholder value. But overall, guys, it's really the maximization of shareholder value. So, is it not satisfying customers? Hindi ba dapat yung main objective ng firm? Maximize profit, satisfy customers. Di ba kung walang customers, di ba wala ring profitability? Paano mag-i-exist yung negosyo kung you don't have satisfied customers then? Yeah, having loyal customers, satisfying customers is very important. In fact, if I may, guys, this is a let's say an anatomy of what satisfying customers can do for a company. This is very important, but I dare say, guys, this should not be the main objective of any organization. Kasi kung talagang customer satisfaction ang gusto natin, alam mo, kailan magiging talagang satisfied customers? I-free mo yung i-free natin yung mga items. Okay, kunyari, Uniqlo. Okay, promotion natin ngayon, you go to the Uniqlo, wherever the branch is, kunin mo yung mga gusto mong mga shirt or skirt or whatever, and if you go to the cashier, free yan, free. Di ba? Talagang magiging satisfied customers to the max yung magkakaroon ka pa not only satisfied customers but customer loyalty. Lalabas lang, babalik ulit siya kung pwedeng ganun, no? Okay, that might be a very weird example, but again, guys, tempered kasi itong customer satisfaction. Is customer satisfaction important? Yes, guys. We're not saying that that's not important. Should it also be an objective?
Text ko. Nasaan ka ba?
Paki-mute na lang, ha? Sorry. Okay, should it also be the main objective of any business entity? Hindi. Should it be an objective? Yes, it should be also an objective. Pero hindi yan yung main objective. The main objective will be the maximization of shareholder value. No? Okay, what will satisfying customers do for a company? Will it improve corporate performance? Yes. It will improve corporate performance in the form of generating more profits. Yeah, can maximize profits. And not only profits, but also growth. Kasi hindi lang natin tinitingnan yung profits eh. Dapat is the company growing. Growth din ang importante, guys. Not only profits, but also growth. So in what way can customer satisfaction help the company? Repeat buyers. They will continue patronizing your product. So babalik at babalik yan. Ano pa? They will be less sensitive to higher prices. In inflationary instances, kahit tumataas yung mga presyo, magiging loyal pa rin yung customers natin. Hindi sila magiging price sensitive. Yan, loyalty in crisis. Okay? May mga talaga, kunyari, sa Jollibee, may mga loyal dyan kahit anong mangyari. Diba, nagkaroon ng issue minsan yung dun sa Chicken Joy yata, nagkaroon ng yung napkin, ando dun sa loob ng chicken, or napkin, I forgot the details, pero did that stop people from patronizing Jollibee? Hindi. Hindi. Well, siguro for a time lang, medyo dun sa branch na yun, siguro wala nang kumakain kasi Imagine, grabe, instead of Chicken Joy, grabe yung ano, napkin yung ano, yung, or ano ba yung towel ba yun, or etc. I forget the details. But generally, guys, customers will be, kung crisis yun eh. Crisis yun sa Jollibee. But they're still there up to now. Wala nangyari. Word of mouth, guys. Ay, bili ka dyan sa ano yan. Buy there in that store. They have very good service, excellent service. Ang babait ng mga staff, ang gagaling ng mga staff. They'll go the extra mile. Ang ganda ng environment, ang ganda ng ambience. You patronize this coffee shop. Ang ganda, ang sarap ng food nila, ang sarap ng Americano nila, ang sarap ng macchiato nila or whatever, no? Word of mouth, guys. Ano naman yung one-stop shopping? Ito na yung tinatawag natin na cross-selling. If you have also other products, then easily you can advertise that to your loyal customers. You're buying product A, but you know that there are other products. You might want to consider product B, product C, product B. Diba? Mas madaling ma-entice ngayon yung customers natin. Kasi satisfied sila. So that's what we call cross-selling. This is cross-selling. Oops, sorry. Cross-selling ang tawag dyan. Okay. Cross-selling. C-R-O-S-S yan, guys. Cross-selling. Okay, selling your other products, which your loyal customer are not buying. You can easily entice your customers to buy these related products. Or new product innovation, guys. Okay, pag may bagong mga products, then easily mabibenta yan sa mga loyal customers. Okay, so is satisfying customers important? Yes, guys. We're not trying to minimize the impact of customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is one of the strongest indicators of customer loyalty. We want our customers to be loyal. Kasi in times of crisis, andiyan sila. You can cross-sell your products to them. Okay? Word of mouth yan. Sila yung pinakamagaling na advertisers. You don't even have to tap the services. Well, hindi naman, not necessarily true. But you can lessen your advertising expenses kasi grabe na yung word of mouth eh. Lalo ngayon, social media, di ba? A good performance can either that gets magnified sa social media pag pinakita mo. Katulad lang sa Jollibee, di ba? Yung towel, sa social media din nag-explode yun. Okay, so repurchasing, repeat buyers, cross-selling, reduced price sensitivity, and generate positive word of mouth. Ito yung mga activities na generate if you have loyal customers. Okay, again, we're not minimizing, we're not saying that hindi importante yung customer satisfaction. You bet, guys. Now, I don't know if you have heard of the leaky bucket theory. Ito, for example. So you have a bucket here. Okay, may balde. So a company invests in, ito nangyari sa mga credit card companies. No? So they invest in promotions, trying to get in more customers. Kaya nagbibigay ng mga freebies sa mga bagong sa mga bagong customers. So you have the inflow here. Kaso may malaking butas dito. So this is what we call the leaky bucket theory. Okay, anong say guys na maraming promotion na binibigay? Na pagdating naman dito yung customer service, it sucks. So you have 10 new customers coming in, and then you have 50 customers going out because of poor service. So sayang yung mga promotions, no? Sayang yung mga promotions, and it's a function of loyalty, no? Customer satisfaction, loyalty. So sayang yung mga promotional activities ng company kung may papasok na 10 tapos nag-hemorrhage sila. Okay? Hemorrhage. So ang daming lumalabas na ng mga customers kasi very poor yung service. Okay? So importante guys sa customer satisfaction, make sure that the service of the company is excellent, no? Excellent para ma-maintain yung ma-generate yung mga activities na to, itong mga benefits na to. Okay. So, I'd like to discuss, guys, bakit hindi profit maximization? Why wealth maximization? What's the difference? Let's take a look at this from four aspects. Okay. Number one, in terms of planning, magkaiba guys yung planning duration pag profit maximization in comparison to wealth maximization. Ano yung difference nila? What's the difference? Pag profit maximization, guys, anong nangyayari dyan? Usually, short term. Short term yung focus. No? So you have a short term memory lang. Sa computer, parang RAM lang yan. Hanggang 2 months, 3 months. Kasi ang objective, kailangan, paano natin mapapataas yung bottom line? Paano natin mapapataas yung profit? So mag-cut back tayo sa mga expenses. Kasi that's one sure way of increasing profitability. No? One sure way of increasing profitability is to cut back on what we call discretionary expenditures. Ano yung mga example na to? Andi dito guys, ito. Yan, for example, training. Magtanggal na tayo ng training ng mga staff natin. Okay? Kasi 1 million yung budget yan. Kung tanggalin natin yan, edi makakasave tayo ng 1 million. Automatic, less cost, automatic tataas yung bottom line natin. Good or bad? In a sense, guys, good. We're just going to take a look at the bottom line. For the next 2 months, 3 months, okay yan. Pero ano yung long-term effect niyan? Okay, nagtanggal tayo ng training for the staff. Hindi natin training yung mga frontline services. Yung mga sumasagot sa mga customer complaints. So may isang customer nag-complain. Hindi trained yung frontliner. Minura-mura siya. Bakit? Ikaw lang ba magmura? Ikaw lang ba marunong magmura? PI din sa'yo, guys. Imagine, guys, frontliner ka, customer service ka, tapos yung customer nag-PI sa'yo. You know what PI means, ano? It's a curse word. So ikaw din magpi-PI? Effect yan, guys, ang hindi na-train ng mga staff. No? Kasi, guys, sa mga companies na talagang nag-i-invest dun sa mga staff, train niya na kahit ganyang klase yung they learn how to depersonalize it. When you say depersonalize, it's nothing personal. Hindi ako yun. Okay? It's not me that's a problem. It's the customer that has a problem. So pag minumura niya ako, I will shield it. I shield myself from that. Rather, I would answer this in a soft way so that ma-assuage yung galit ng company. Kasi legitimate yung galit niya. Kunyari, ang tagal-tagal na ng service at hindi nabibigay. Then how do we channel now yung frontliners natin to answer in such a way that instead of raising, lalo pang lalaki yung apoy, guys, to try to put a stop to the fire and assuage the customer that, yes, we will do something about it and make sure that really something good is done about it. Okay, so this is just a classic example of what happens when companies try to cut back on costs. Costs that may be discretionary, hindi man let's say raw materials yan. Okay, kasi siyempre hindi sila makaka-cut back on reducing raw materials kasi magkukulang yung finished product nila. No? But this discretionary cost. And notwithstanding this, guys, in the long term, the company will fail. Pag hindi tinitingnan ng company yan. Pag profit maximization lang. Kasi it's more of myopic view of the business. Short term. Unlike, guys, pag wealth maximization. Talaga, it takes pains to treat these expenditures as investments. Kaya tingnan nyo, hindi siya treated as expenditures. Rather, investments. Advertising. Yung marketing function na to. Paano natin marireach yung mga customers natin kung hindi tayo kilala sa market? So make ourselves known. So mag-i-invest either sa Facebook, okay, or sa other platforms, whether it be print, social media, radios, etc., commercials, infomercials, okay, bottom line advertisement, below the line, sorry, not bottom line, below the line advertisements, etc. So importante yon. And when the focus is wealth maximization, hindi titingnan na costs to mga to. Managers will look at this as investments and over the long term, alam nila, over the long-term horizon, alam nila, the company will stand to benefit from that, especially in terms of shareholder values. Research, very important. Maintenance. So I've known of companies that nagka-cutback dun sa mga kunwari bibili ng mga let's say mga parts na shoddy parts, ibig sabihin palpak. So mas nagiging mas costly pa. Okay? Unlike companies really make sure that yung maintenance sila, invest in that kasi alam natin na yung life ng equipment ng machinery is dependent on that. And as I mentioned a while ago, training. So this is one glaring difference, guys, between the main objective of wealth maximization vis-a-vis profit maximization. Profit maximization, short-term lang talaga. Kasi profit lang talaga yung tinitingnan yung bottom line at the expense of long-term performance. No? So as I mentioned, cutting back on these discretionary expenses. Now, not only as far as planning duration is concerned, second is risk management. Ito importante din to. No? Profit maximization. Ang importante dyan, again, bottom line. So hindi natin tinitingnan yung yung cost that can mitigate against the risk profile of a business. Okay, let me elaborate this. No? Some businesses are really exposed to many types of risk. Okay, let's take an example. An example natin is a company, let's say company A. Company A is engaged in a business that make use of, let's say, oil as a primary raw material. So ginagamit niya yung oil as a primary raw material. And alam ni A, and we know, guys, that the price of oil is very volatile. Talagang, it's really, when we say volatile, it's hard to predict, no? And then it's really affected greatly by market forces. Kunyari, kasi ang big source ng oil Middle East una, no? Tapos meron of course sa US, meron din sa Russia, meron sa let's say some Asian countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, no? So mga OPEC countries. So minsan pag nagkakagulo-gulo sila, the tendency is really for the price of oil to really go up very high or go down. No? Yung volatility talaga ng price ng oil, ang hirap talaga yan. Ang hirap i-predict. So you have a company that's engaged in a business that's whose raw material is oil. So kapag ang focus mo, guys, profit maximization, okay, medyo hindi natin tinitingnan yung okay, hindi natin tinitingnan yung risk profile. Medyo minimize yung yung concern natin dyan. So we don't come up with decisions that might hedge. We call it hedging, no? To hedge is to protect the company and hedge. So parang may dito, may fence na pinoprotect natin yung company to a certain degree against fluctuation of the oil prices. Okay, kasi may cost din yan, yung pag-hedge natin. Okay, so what are different ways by which a company can mitigate risk mitigation? Ano yung mga ways? Okay, have you heard of what we call financial derivatives? So these are examples of what we call instruments, no? Financial instruments to, no? Yung financial derivatives. So paki-chat nga, guys, if you're familiar. You want to keep it. In the chat box, guys, please. Kindly paki-chat na lang. Okay, thank you, Nike. How about the rest, guys? Familiar ba kayo dun sa financial derivatives? Thank you, Angelica. The rest, I'd like to see the not familiar. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I won't mention your names, but thank you so much for participating. I really cherish, guys, yung responses sa ganyan kasi it means that you're there with me at the moment. We're looking at this. So salamat talaga. No? I really appreciate that. Now, anong financial derivatives, guys? these are assets whose value depend on an underlying asset. So wag niyo munang pansinin masyado yung definition. Okay? But let me repeat that these are assets whose value depend on an underlying asset. Okay, ano example ng derivatives? Marami example yan, but let me just cite some of them. Okay, meron tayong tinatawag na forwards. Meron tayong futures. Meron tayong options. And meron tayong swaps. No? Okay, so these are 4 examples of financial derivatives. So let me okay, mag-insert tayo ng insert new slide. Okay. Just to blank na lang. Okay. Just to drive home the point. Okay. So we were talking about the difference between wealth maximization versus profit maximization. Okay. Thank you. We said that when we talk of profit maximization, the chances are just to improve the bottom line, hindi masyadong papansinin yung mga expenses, yung mga cost, talagang magka-cut back. And one possible expense is what we call yung expense that deal with the risk of the company. So di ba yung example natin? Di ba yung example natin si company A, masyadong nasa nasa risky na industriya, no? Kasi ang kailangan niya oil. Okay, for purpose of example, October 18 ngayon, okay, let's say that company A would need 1 million barrels of oil. Okay, 1 million barrels of oil in December 31. So dito niya kailangan to. December 31. Kailangan niya yung 1 million barrels of oil. Anong pwede niyang gawin? Pwede niyang gawin, guys, there are many options. One option is, number 1, buy the oil on December 31. So wag niya problemahin ngayon yan. No? Problemahin niya sa December 31. Okay? So let's suppose, guys, that in the market, ang oil ngayon is, example lang, $50 per barrel. Okay, $50 per barrel. So the CFO could just do nothing. Okay, October 18, pagdating ng December 31, saka tayo bumili. Okay, so come December 31, guys. Fast forward December 31. Now, oil is selling at $70 per barrel. Okay, do you think the company will be happy, guys? Yes or no? Kindly check, guys. You think management, the board of directors, the investors, do you think they will be happy if, okay, paki-chat please, kung yes or no. Do you think the investors will be happy, guys, if walang ginawa yung company? October 18 ngayon, $50 per barrel yung oil ngayon. Tapos walang ginawa. Kasi sabi nila, pagbibili tayo ng 1 million barrels of oil, kasi i-deliver na ngayon, yung warehouse natin hindi kakayanin. Okay, that can be a reason. So, problemahin na lang natin sa December 31. Okay. Guys, any answer? Do you think the shareholders, the board, will be happy with the decision of management not to do anything and just wait for December 31 and buy the 1 million barrels of barrel? Any answer, please? I would appreciate any. Yes, thank you, thank you, Josan. How about the others, guys? Maybe not. Okay, no, sir. Okay, I'm just seeing a few answers. No, sir. Okay, yung iba, guys. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I agree with you, guys. No, sir. Tama. bakit yung shareholders magiging masaya? Noong October 18, October 18, $50, walang move yung management. Hinintay ng December 31, $70 per barrel. So apparently the business, the firm was not able to hedge the company. Hindi na protektahan yung company against this volatility. Okay, anong pwedeng gawin kasi? Pwede kasi sanang nag-derivative sila. No? So ano yung sinasabi natin derivatives? Yung forwards, sulat natin dito again. Ano yung mga derivatives? Pwedeng forwards, pwedeng futures, pwedeng options, and pwedeng swaps. No? And there are many others. Ito yung pinaka-form main ones. Okay, ano yung forward? Forward, guys, is a transaction between two companies, no? Where a company agrees to buy and the other company agrees to deliver on a specified date, okay, the price of an item, okay? So, pwedeng kunyari, si company A, nag-transact ng forward transaction with, let's say, an oil company. Kunyari, example lang, Petron. So, sige, bibili ako ng 1 million barrels of oil to be delivered sa December 31 at $50 per barrel. Okay, usually mas mataas, no? Okay, so if this forward transaction was conducted, then this is an example of a hedge, no? Hedge to na protect yung company against possible fluctuation. Fast forward December 31, the oil was now selling at 70 per barrel in the market. We call it, kung bibili natin yung item on the same day, no? It's called spot market. As against what we call the futures market, you're going to buy it in a future date. No? Spot market ngayon na. No? So, on December 31, oil was trading at $70 per barrel at the spot market. So, pero tayo nag-transact tayo ng forwards. Bibili natin yung oil ngayong October 18 to be delivered December 31, 1 million barrels at 50 per barrel. Was that a good decision? Yes. Yes, we were able to hedge the company. So by going into forwards, no, nakatulong yung finance sa company by hedging against the possible risk of the increase in the price of oil. Now, anong kaiba ng forwards at saka futures? Halos pareho lang yan. Ang difference lang, si forward, it's a private transaction between two companies. Si futures, guys, may market. Okay? May market. Parang stock market. Okay? So ako, gusto kong bumili ng San Miguel shares. May isa naman gusto magbenta ng San Miguel shares. Hindi ko kilala yan, yung tao yun. So, paano ako bibili? Pupunta ako sa stock market through a broker. Tapos si second party, yung gustong ibenta yung San Miguel shares niya, pupunta siya through a broker sa stock market. Doon, there will be the meeting now of buyers and sellers. Of course, hindi ko kilala kung sino yung nagbenta ng San Miguel shares. No? All I know is that I bought San Miguel shares through the stock market. So it's not a private transaction. Hindi ako pumunta dun sa person B. Bilhin ko na lang shares mo ng San Miguel. Hindi ganun, guys. Pumunta kami pareho sa market. Yun ang kaibahan, guys, ng forward market at saka futures market. Okay, pause muna ako, guys. Naintindihan ba yung difference ng forwards market at saka futures market? Si forwards, private transaction yan between two companies. Si futures, pupunta tayo sa isang merkado. No? Doon magta-transact ng business. Okay, paki-chat nga please, guys, kung clear yung distinction between forwards and futures. Okay, thank you. How about the rest, guys? Sana lahat Okay, good. Ayan, thank you, thank you. Salamat. Really appreciate, guys, your cooperation. Kasi gusto kong nalalaman kung baka hindi maganda yung pag-explain ko. And your feedback is really much, much appreciated. Wow. Thank you. Almost 100% of the class responded. Thank you so much. Okay, I really appreciate that. Okay, so itong forwards at saka futures, example yan ng, anong tawag sa instrument na yan, guys? Paki-chat nga, please. What do you call that instrument? Itong forwards, futures, options, swaps. It's a financial instrument. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jules. Yeah, it's called they're called financial derivatives. Yeah, may natutunan na tayong example ngayon ng financial instruments, no? Yung financial derivatives yan. Those are examples of financial instruments. Okay, now, sandali let me show you guys just to distinguish. No? Okay. Okay, just to distinguish, I'm going to show you guys an example of a financial market. Okay, an example of a financial market is CBOT, okay, Chicago, yan, Chicago Board of Trade. Okay, parang PISE yan, parang Philippine Stock Exchange. Sa Philippine Stock Exchange, di ba, it's a market where buyers of stocks and sellers of stock meet. Dito naman sa Chicago Board of Trade, ang trade dyan guys are financial derivatives, in particular futures. So hindi forwards ang trade dito guys. Kasi ang forwards, it's a private transaction between two companies. Ito, may merkado yan. May market yan. So let's just take a look at what's being traded here. Okay, tingnan natin yung markets, no? Yung markets, ayan, no, iba-iba, no? Agricultural products, energy products, metals. So may options din. So ito yung mga featured products sila. Corn, soybean, okay, so gold, copper. So ito guys, yung mga kunyari, isang nagte-trade ka in corn and you can engage in derivatives, no? Kunyari, corn yung product nyo. Tapos gusto mong i-hedge yung company against fluctuation of corn. If your projection is that corn prices will go up in the next months, and then bumili ka sa futures market para napepeg yung price mo at a lower price to be delivered in the future pa naman. So na-hedge mo yung company, no? Na-hedge mo yung company against fluctuation of prices. Now this will work guys kung ang expectation natin tumataas yung yung stock, yung price ng commodity. But what if guys, like sa volatile market like oil, no, hindi natin minsan ma-spell yung niyan, no? Minsan magkaka-discovery ng a new natural gas or a new oil fields, kunwari sa gitna ng Pacific Ocean, may nakita mga oil tapos ibig sabihin tataas yung supply ng oil, bababa yung price ng oil yan sa market, no? Kunyari, naging na lang guys. Kunyari, the price of oil, December 31, naging 25 na lang per barrel. Lagot tayo, guys. Lagot yung company. Kasi nag-futures tayo, di ba? Nag-transact tayo dun sa CBOT, Chicago Board of Trade. We're going to buy $50 per barrel of oil, $1 million to be delivered on December 31. On December 31, the spot price of oil became 25. Patay, guys. Patay tayo. Kasi kung hindi tayo nag-futures, no? Eh di sana December 31, makakabili tayo ng oil at $25 per barrel na lang. Di ba? So yung futures guys, it can go either way, Para hindi naman lalo na talaga kung mga very volatile talaga. Kung mga products sabihin natin in the next few months, medyo ma-forecast natin na tataas yan. Definitely tataas yan. Okay. Usually oil naman guys, tumataas talaga yung prices yan come yung mga sa winter months, no? Kasi pag winter months, tumataas talaga yung consumption, especially dun sa US, sa Canada, tumataas yung consumption nila ng oil. So more consumption of oil, more, the higher will be the price. So tataas talaga yung price ng oil sa market. Now, unless talaga may nangyari, guys, may nangyari, kunyari, binomba yung oil fields sa Saudi Arabia o sa Iraq, no? Eh, talagang magkakaroon ng effect yan sa oil prices. It can go down, can go up, so very volatile. So that's a disadvantage, guys, of the futures market kasi napepeg tayo dito sa 50 per barrel. But don't worry, guys, there's another derivative, yung options. Kasi yung options, hindi natin binibili yung oil mismo. Ang binibili lang natin yung option to buy. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Kunyari, punta din tayo sa CBOT, no? Chicago Board of Trade. Ang bibili natin yung option to buy oil. So we will conduct a transaction, options market. Okay, $1 million barrels of oil. Itong klaseng oil na to, kasi may iba't ibang klaseng oil, guys, to be delivered on December 31, okay, at $50 per barrel. But I'm not buying the oil itself. I'm just buying the option to buy. Okay, yung option to buy niyan, guys, may option price yan. Pero mas mababa yan, definitely. Parang option lang naman yan eh. So what happens? Fast forward December 31. Ang spot price ng oil, okay, $70 per barrel. Anong gagawin natin? Question guys, please check. Will we exercise the option to buy or not? Yes, if we will exercise it. No, if we will not. Paki-chat please. Yes or no? So ang question ko, December 30, December 31, naging 70 per barrel yung oil. Meron tayong option to buy. Do we exercise the option to buy? Yes or no? Paki-chat please kung yes or no. Okay, no. No, no. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for the answer, guys. Pero ang answer, guys, yes. Yes, siguro medyo hindi lang maganda yung pagkaano ko ng question. No? So let me repeat the question. Siguro, sorry guys for for causing confusion. Okay, so ulitin ko nag-transact tayo ng option to buy oil. Ano yung natin? Ano yung option to buy? We're going to buy 1 million barrels at $50 per barrel. Delivery date, December 31. Okay? Option to buy lang yan. Pagdating ng December 31, ang market price na ng oil is 70. Okay? Remember guys, ang option to buy natin $50 Pero sa spot market on December 31, naging 70 na siya. So will we exercise that option? Yes, guys. Kasi yung option natin to buy 1 million barrels of oil at $50, ito yung option natin. Okay? Eh dun sa spot market, on December 31 na, naging $70 per barrel na. So bibili ba tayo ng oil at $50 per barrel when the spot price of oil on December 31 is already 70? Yes, bibili natin to. We will exercise that option. Okay? We will exercise that option to buy. Now, on the other hand, if the price of oil went down on December 31, naging $25 per barrel na lang siya. Will we exercise this option to buy oil, 1 million barrels at $50? Answer is no. No. So ano lugi natin? Ang lugi lang natin guys yung option price. Okay? Kasi babayaran mo yung option price and it's much lower than the cost of the item itself. So relatively, it's a lot cheaper. Diba? So although may option price loss tayo, well, may savings naman tayo dito sa pagbaba ng price ng oil. Okay, and you can bet that the savings far outweigh the cost of hedging. Okay? Okay, so I hope guys it's clear tong options, no? So sa options, hindi natin binibili yung commodity itself. Ang binibili lang natin yung option to buy. Now we can exercise that option or we can choose not to exercise that option. If we exercise that option, ibig sabihin nun, bibili natin yung product or yung commodity at that agreed price. If we do not exercise the option, ibig sabihin nun, hindi natin bibilhin. Okay, wala namang problema dun kung hindi natin bibilhin kasi ang binili lang naman natin yung option to buy. So we can exercise that option or we can choose not to exercise that option. Siyempre, pag hindi natin i-exercise yung option, ibig sabihin nun, most likely bumaba yung price ng commodity. And if you will, we will know, what if, what if the same value, what if the same value, thank you so much, John, for the question. Good question. What if the same value, yung commodity, kunyari, December 31, $50 per barrel na lang. Okay. So do we exercise that option? Okay, actually, ano tayo, no? Indifferent tayo. Kasi bibili natin yung $50 per barrel, sa spot market, $50 per barrel din. So whether we exercise the option or not, we are indifferent. But still, guys, nag-incur tayo ng cost, which is the option to buy the barrel. Whether we exercise it or not, we incur that cost. But that cost, guys, is very much lower than the cost of the item itself. Okay? So thank you so much, John. We will be indifferent kung $50 per barrel. Kung bibili natin sa spot market yan, or bibilhin natin dun sa option na na tinransact natin, it doesn't matter kasi pareho lang siyang 50. Okay? Did that answer your question, John? Thank you. All right. So, ito guys ang example, ano? Kapag ang focus lang, again, babalik tayo dun sa profit maximization. We will have a problem kung profit maximization lang. Kasi sa profit maximization, okay, there's a tendency, guys, not to look at the risk profile of the business. Kasi pag profit maximization, guys, the general rule is that we don't consider risk. Hindi tinitingnan yung risk. No? Unlike pag wealth maximization, risk is a very important consideration. A wealth-focused firm would work on risk mitigation. This will entail costs, okay? But the objective is to hedge the company against loss. It will mitigate against loss. Grabbing loss, guys, as we saw in our example, kunyari, $50, tapos naging $70, tapos wala tayong ginawa. Grabbing loss na yun. 20 million yun eh, kasi 1 million barrels of oil at $20, that was the loss incurred by the company because it did not do its what do you call this? It didn't do its assignment as far as risk mitigation is concerned. So pag wealth maximization, guys, laging tinitingnan yan. No? How do we hedge the firm against potential losses? Ano to? Staple food yan ng wealth maximization. Really looking at risk mitigation, hedging against risk. And one good thing about financial markets, guys, is that meron na mga derivatives. There are now derivatives called forwards, futures, options. No? Yung swaps naman, guys, these are just exchanges of cash flows. But we'll not look into that. Ang importante lang sa atin na intindihan natin to, yung not necessarily the transactional yung transactional kasi medyo may complication din yan, no? Forwards, futures, options, may mga complications yan dun sa process mismo. But for us, suffice it to say that we're aware that there are financial derivatives and time na pala, no? Sorry guys, no? Sorry, it's already time. So may I just wait, huh? So risk management. Now next meeting, guys, titingnan natin itong pricing strategy at saka capacity planning. So just very quick lang, pag pricing strategy kasi, pag profit maximization, okay lang nataasan natin yung price kasi ang gusto natin talagang mapataas yung profit as high as possible. Pag wealth maximization, guys, we can do the reverse eh. Pwede nating ibaba yung price kasi ang objective natin, cornering more market share kasi long term yung tingin natin. So that's one main difference. Lastly, guys, capacity planning difference. Pag profit maximization, wag na tayong masyado ng invest in equipment masyado kasi gastos lang yan. So panay ganun lang, no? Short-term sales forecast. 3 years pa yan yung ina-expect natin na market increase. Pero sa wealth maximization, medyo long-term yung tingin. 3 years down the road, we believe that the market will boom by 50%. So invest na tayo ngayon sa mga invest na tayo ngayon sa equipment. Maaari mag-suffer yung bottom line natin, profit. Kasi pasok natin yung i-flow back natin yung natin sa mag-invest tayo sa equipment. Medyo babagsak yung profitability pero that's okay. All right. So that ends our discussion today, guys. Thank you so much. Did you learn something today, guys? Paki-chat naman, please. Yan. Thank you, Thank you. Yan. Salamat, no? I'd like to apologize for the extended time. Okay. Sorry for that. So next meeting, guys. Salamat. So let me stop recording.